Is your camera on?
Yes.
Is it?
Unfortunately, I don't have my mic on me, but my camera is on.
What a joke.
Because
what are you looking at in my car? Look at this crazy random person looking in my car.
I've already identified myself. You already said I'm a police officer. I'm no longer a random person.
In this encounter, a man was peacefully sitting in his car on a public street, photographing a building, when a neighbor falsely accused him of taking pictures of her and called the police. Taking photographs and video of things that are plainly visible in public spaces is a constitutional right, as affirmed by the American Civil Liberties Union and multiple federal court rulings under the First Amendment, including cases like Glick versus Cuniff, First Circuit 2011, which protects recording matters of public interest without interference. The driver calmly asserted this right, explaining his phone was mounted legally and he was free to photograph anything visible from public property. The officers claimed that photography could be intrusive and disorderly conduct held no water. Simply taking photos from a public street does not violate Minnesota's disorderly conduct statute, which requires offensive or disruptive behavior tending to alarm others or provoke a breach of peace. The driver knew his rights, refused to be intimidated by the baseless call, and turned a false accusation into an exposure of overreach.
Hello.
Howdy.
Can I see your driver's license, proof of insurance, please?
Is there any reason for it?
Yes.
What's the reason?
One of the neighbors in the
This neighbor right here.
neighborhood called in saying that you were taking photographs of her while she was out in her yard.
Taking photographs of her?
Yeah.
How would she know that? How would you know I was taking photographs of
Can I
you?
see your driver's license, proof of insurance, please?
Well, is it a crime to take photographs in a public area? It's not. It's not, actually.
Okay. It can be considered
Let's hear this.
intrusive and disorderly conduct.
So is it intrusive and disorderly conduct? Is it or isn't it? Do you suspect me of having committed a crime? Am I in the commission of a crime? Yes or no? That's simple.
That's what I'm trying to determine.
Well, no, I'm not. So you've determined
I
it
don't
now.
have to take that for your word for that.
So are you telling me I am unable, as a free citizen of the United States of America, to sit in a public area, public space, with my phone on my mount, which is where I prefer it to be? Doesn't mean it's taking pictures. That's just where phones go, on the mounts. You're not supposed to hold your phone in Minnesota?
That actually doesn't.
Well, I'm just getting ahead of time. It's safer, isn't it?
You actually had your phone.
Hey, I have a question. What street is this? Is this Oak Street? Hey, is 6186 Oak Street 4 houses down?
Could be.
I'm not asking you.
It very easily could be.
It is, actually. I'll just confirm for everybody. It is, actually.
Okay. So, if you were going to 6186 Oak Street, why not sit?
11 a.m. And no, I'm not going to sit right in front of their house. Because
So
this
sit
is
in front
public space. So I can sit anywhere along this street I please. Any day of the week I please. Any time of day I please.
And all I asked you was if you were lost.
And then you went and called the police on me after I said, no, I'm not lost. Thank you for your help.
Why I was nervous.
Thank you for your help. I know it's terrifying that there's a colored person in your neighborhood.
It's black, honey.
All right. Well, then why don't you go back into your home?
Okay.
Racist.
Racist.
Okay, racist.
All right.
I'm sorry, officer.
You might as well just go back in because
Yes,
we're
because
not-
there's no crime being committed. Have a nice day, racist. Can I help you?
Sure.
What can I help you with?
What's
Actually, am I
May I
being
see your
detained?
work order?
Am I being detained? No, you may not. That's private information. I'm not going to share with a random person. Am I being
I'm not a
detained?
random person.
Am I being detained? You are a random person. You haven't
am
even
not.
identified yourself as a police officer. Appalling. That's appalling. Am I being detained now for the 15th time on camera? Yes or no?
Yes.
I'm being detained. What am I
Yes.
being detained for?
Investigation into a suspicious activity.
What's the suspicious activity? Sitting in a public space with my phone on my mount?
I don't
It's
know.
all on camera. Do you understand that? I'm going to go to your department and send them the video.
Okay. What have I done wrong?
You're illegally detaining me. You clown. Are you kidding me? What a joke. Do you see my partner down here as well filming? You clown. You are a joke. Go get a real job. Go get a real job, you rude human. Get away from me.
What have I done that's rude?
You're illegally detaining me. You just stated it on camera.
Yes, I am
Oh
detaining
my
you
Lord,
during the
you're
investigation
hilarious.
of a suspicious activity that was reported
All right,
to my
well, is
office.
there a crime being committed? Has there been a
I
crime
don't know.
committed?
I have not been able to
What are you
determine
going to do
that
to lead
because
up
you're not
with what are you going to
cooperating.
do to lead up with your investigation? What are you going to do?
That's why I'm trying to discuss this with you and determine what it is that you're doing in the area.
None of anybody's business because this is public property that I pay taxes for.
Okay, so what you're saying is you're a resident of the city of North.
I'm not saying anything to you. I don't need to answer your questions. I've committed no crimes. I am not in the commission of a crime,
and that you pay for
I don't
any of
believe
this,
any. Okay. All right.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
Well, you're wasting your time.
The only person that's been rude has been you.
Great. I'm being harassed by 2 random people for sitting in a public place in my own state.
Okay, so I'm not a random person.
You are to me.
Okay, and you're
not a cop until I've committed a crime. Otherwise, you have no business talking to me, questioning me, illegally detaining me on camera. Bet you regret that.
No, actually I don't.
Okay.
That's why I have not told you to shut off your camera, because I have done nothing
You cannot
wrong.
tell me to shut off my camera.
Exactly.
Why would you even bring up the fact that you haven't told me? Because you can't in the first place. Whether I'm committing a crime or not, you cannot tell me to turn off my camera.
Exactly, I can't.
Is your camera on?
Yes.
Is it?
Unfortunately, I don't have my mic on me, but my camera is on.
What a joke.
The officer detained the driver for over 13 minutes, admitting on camera it was for investigation into a suspicious activity, yet repeatedly failed to articulate any actual crime. A police officer may briefly detain an individual for investigatory purposes only if the officer has reasonable suspicion, supported by specific and articulable facts, that the individual is engaged in criminal activity, as established by the U.S. Supreme Court in Terry v. Ohio, 1968. Mere suspicious activity from a neighbor's unsubstantiated complaint, especially when the driver explained he was photographing a nearby address from public space, does not meet this threshold. The driver repeatedly asked if he was being detained and for what crime, forcing the officer to backpedal while still refusing to release him. This knowledgeable citizen stood firm, declaring, "I don't need to answer your questions. I've committed no crimes," and highlighted the lack of lawful basis for the stop. By staying calm and quoting his rights verbatim, he exposed the power trip, turning the officer's fishing expedition into a recorded lesson on Fourth Amendment protections.
Good Lord.
Because I never expected
Okay, well, I have a 11 o'clock appointment, so you have 8 minutes to do this, and then I'm going to my appointment because I am not detained unless you have a legitimate, lawful reason to detain me.
And I tried explaining that to you.
Okay, well, where's the investigation at? Where's the investigation at?
I'm still trying to determine if what you're claiming is correct or what she's claiming
Doesn't
is
really
correct.
matter. I can take pictures of anybody's house from the public spot. You can't trespass my eyes, and you cannot stop me from taking any pictures of anything from a public spot.
That's correct.
So why are we here talking?
Because the reason this has gone on so long is because you won't cooperate.
I don't need to cooperate.
Okay.
I don't need to. I would need to if I'd committed a crime, correct?
Well, if I knew that you had committed a crime, you would already
am I being
pulled out.
suspected of committing a crime? That's a yes or no. Am I being suspected of committing a crime? Do you suspect me of committing a crime?
At this time, no.
Okay, then have a nice day. Kick rocks. You're dismissed.
Other than I'm smelling an odor coming from your car.
Oh, here we go. Go get your puppy then. Clown. You can be embarrassed for another 30 minutes on camera. This is going on YouTube. This is going on Facebook. What's your name and badge number?
Officer David Jansen, badge 518.
Thank you. 40 minutes later. Thank you for identifying yourself, Officer Jansen.
40 minutes.
13 minutes, exactly. Thank you for identifying
Quite
yourself.
The difference between 13 and 40.
Thanks for the correction. Thank you for identifying
I'm willing
yourself
to identify
13 minutes
myself.
later.
Why
I don't
are you
need
not?
to. I'm a private citizen.
So am
you
I.
are required to, actually. Don't get that twisted, buddy. You're a police officer.
Well, you said I was a random person.
I can say whatever I want. I'm a private citizen.
All right.
Are you going to go get your puppy, or are we going to waste more tax dollars on camera?
I am not getting my puppy.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Okay.
So why are you still here then?
Because
what are you looking at in my car? Look at this crazy random person looking in my car.
I've already identified myself. You already said I'm a police officer. I'm no longer a random person.
I'm talking to the camera. Thank you.
So now, well, you've said it on camera that I'm not a random person. You identified me as a police officer.
Look at how upset you're getting. Be professional.
I am being professional.
All right.
It's that you are
I don't need to be professional, buddy. It's not my job to be a police officer. I'm a private citizen.
So, CRI, thank you very much.
Throughout the ordeal, the driver recorded the entire interaction, capturing the officer peering into his car, the neighbor's confrontation, and every evasive answer. The First Amendment protects the right to record police officers carrying out their duties in public, as recognized by numerous federal circuits, including the First Circuit in Glick v. Cuniff, emphasizing that such recording promotes accountability and checks abuse of power. The driver invoked this right boldly, narrating for the camera, refusing to turn it off, and warning that the video would go to the department and online. His composure never wavered. He called out the racism implied in the neighbor's fear, labeled the detention illegal, and told the officer to kick rocks once the lack of suspicion was admitted. In the end, the officer walked away empty-handed, left with nothing but a shameful display of overreach caught forever on film. This encounter exemplifies how a right-savvy citizen, armed with knowledge and a camera, can dismantle a power-tripping cop's unlawful demands, and remind everyone that the Constitution prevails over intimidation.